Hey guys, my name is Fenrir, and welcome to my first Q&A video. I asked you guys to ask me a bunch of questions for me to ask later. First and foremost, I want to apologize for how late this video came out. This was supposed to come out at 10,000 subscribers, or around the time that I was going to reach 10,000 subscribers. However, I became very busy. Had to work through a few disputes on YouTube. Everything just ended up snowballing, and I just ended up falling way far behind on a lot of other things that I was supposed to do. I ended up making too many music videos all at once that it took up my time, and it made me completely forget about this entire video. So for that, I apologize. But we are past 11,000 now, so I want to thank you guys for 11,000. But yeah, I'm gonna go and do a Q&A, and as I said, I asked you guys for a bunch of questions, so I'm just gonna read off a few of them. But a few of these questions will be having their own separate video because there's a lot more than just giving a simple answer, because I want to tell you guys the whole story behind some of these questions. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. First question comes in by Noir and Shannon. They're asking, what games will I play in the future? Well, that is not easy to explain because the channel is changing all the time. I usually have a lot of things scheduled, but they are often put off to the side due to requests of what games I will play. Because I do have a rule of thumb, if you guys don't know, if I'm asked to play a game, I will play it. If it's within my power and means and availability to play those games, or accessibility, henceforth PlayStation games. I am mainly a PlayStation 4 player. I just recently purchased a PS3 and a while ago a PS2. That is why I'm able to play the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games that you guys see so far. So as to what will be played on the channel, that is entirely kind of up to you guys. Other than that, you guys will see them on my weekly schedule channel activity, which is something I'm trying to get back into. That way you guys can see what is coming to the channel that week. But I don't want to go past a week on the channel schedule because I don't know what could happen the following week. That's why I only do weekly schedule releases. Every Sunday and Tuesday are live stream days. Every Monday usually will be just my time off. I have to go to work. I will usually come up with the next week's schedule, or just what I will be doing that week. Usually editing or recording. That's why you guys see it says no upload, edit, recording. Every now and then I'll throw up a random upload for that. Every Wednesday is Random Wednesday. In other words, it'll be just a random upload, whatever, usually For Honor series, Call of Duty series, or just something I have in my pocket that I play with my friends earlier in the week or month or year, depending on how long I've held on to those videos. Every Thursday is Let's Play Thursdays. Basically, it's a game that I'll be playing from start to finish, usually with minimalistic amount of cutting, usually story-driven games. As of recently, it was the Metal Gear Rising series. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance series. As of recent, it was the Shadow of Colossus, which is still coming out at the moment of recording of this video. Oh, and also the time of recording of this video, my hand was injured. However, it is doing a lot better. Thank you for all the worry and support about my hand. It's just some stuff happened to it that was a little bit crazy. But other than that, every Friday is Frightful Friday. Every Friday will be a horror game. Recently, it was at the beginning of this Frightful Friday, I had started doing Simulacra. But shortly after that, Little Nightmares 2 had been released, so I started getting on that. Recently, I have been asked to do the Five Nights at Freddy games. That will be done after I finish Simulacra. So every Friday is a horror game. So there's that. And every Saturday is Spider Day. Usually a new Spider-Man episode. Whatever it is. I already finished Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1. I moved on to Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. However, a lot of things happened during that recording session that had me drop the series. I may get back to it. I don't know. As of the time of release of this video, you guys may have seen probably 1 or 2 episodes of Spider-Man 1 2002, Sam Raimi's PlayStation 2 Spider-Man. That was a mouthful, sorry. I just said a lot of twos in that sentence. But other than that, every Saturday is a Spider Day until I'm done with all Spider-Man games, which, by the way, I plan on doing. So Spider Days won't be done anytime soon. There you go. This question comes in from T. I believe he changed his name recently. Tropical Days, I forget. He asked, do I like dark or light colors better? As a younger kid in my tween days, I did enjoy dark colors. However, I do find more, I don't know, more bounce in light colors. As a child, my favorite color was red. Then it moved on to purple, then black. I do enjoy black clothing, slimming effect, whatever you want to call it. But as of recently, I don't know what kind of question it is, because somebody else did ask, what is my favorite color? Who was that? One moment. T also asked. There it is. Yes, T also asked, what is my favorite color? So I do enjoy dark colors. I don't know, but I do like light colors because of the vibrance and bright. I love my white background because it allows me to fill up every corner and frame of, as you can see, of my picture with bright vivid colors. If I had a black background or a dark background, it would just absorb the light. So I do enjoy the versatility of light colors, but I do have respect for dark colors. So technically, I don't like neither, more or less. But as for my favorite color, T, it is blue. That was a long answer for a simple question. T also asks, do I like streaming? Yes and no. I never planned to do live streaming. I never did. I wanted to do just uploads, but only because I had a specific mindset on what I wanted my channel to be. However, I found myself having extra time on some days, and one day I just decided my first live stream was actually a Spider-Man testing live stream. Just would see how it was like. I didn't really like it, but then I started doing Twitch, but I found myself not enjoying Twitch, so I came over to YouTube and started doing my live streams here on YouTube. After a short while, I actually made myself a schedule every Sundays and Tuesdays. That was not even planned. I just found myself, I usually had those days off of work, like as a set schedule. So I decided, why not? So I'd wake up, start streaming, and after I think like 3-4 weeks of doing that, I found myself enjoying that set schedule I gave myself. And after a while, it let me talk to you guys much more directly than my videos ever could. So at first I did not like live streaming. Now I do. It is a bit of a hassle, especially when I sleep in too late, because those are still my days off from work, so I kind of tend to slack. I do my edits and my recordings on those days as well. However, yes, I do like live streaming. Once again, I can't give a straight answer, can I? Okay, moving on. T also asks, there's a lot of questions here by T. I want to thank T. He gave me a lot of good questions. He asks, do I have a Discord? No. What is your favorite song? My favorite song? This actually has a lot to do with my outro. As you guys know, whenever I do my outro, it is Stay Strong, 'cause tomorrow is another day. There is a reason for that. Back in literally just before I started doing YouTube, I was in a bad place, a very bad place. And I'm not going to get into too much detail because the essence of that question ties into, where is it? A question by Noir, and I want to respect Noir by making that a separate video. And I'm not going to say what he asked me for that question, so I'm just going to give you guys the essence of this question. The what is my favorite song? My favorite song is Mode Step. No, my bad. Another Day by Mode Step, featuring Popska. There's a reason why I love this song. it really did help me out through a lot of dark times. It's a techno rock kind of music, but it gave me a lot of inspiration because it really spoke to me at the time when I was listening to it. I guess I was lucky to have found this song because it really did help me out through a lot of dark times. Moving on. TS, are you going to collab in the future? I really hope so. I really do. Cross my fingers, but I would love to do a collab with some of the greats. The Game Grumps, Jacksepticeye, way off. Or possibly never will happen, PewDiePie or Markiplier, but I would love to do collabs, even if it was small time YouTube content creators. I want to do collabs because I want to get to meet people. This is another reason why I continue to do YouTube, because I get to talk to so many people who are so rich in personality. So yes, I want to do collabs in the future. A lot of questions here by T. TS, do I like long movies and short movies? Yes. TS, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like 2020? Fuck. There's your answer. TS, when are you getting a PS5 if you're getting one? I will be recently, if this video comes out before then or after then, I do not know. I will be getting a PS5, shamefully, from a scalper. I live in a small town, so living in the chances of getting a PS5 would only be higher if I was living in a big town. So unfortunately, there's no GameStops in the town that I live in, and the Walmart that I have in my town is very small. So they don't order a lot of products, and when they do order the PS5 products, they are instantly sold off the shelf, just almost automatically. So it would be a very long time till I can get a PS5. But for me, there's no problem with me buying a scalper PS5. It is a little shameful and it is a little douchey that people were doing that, but it's fine for me. I would be willing to pay if okay, gonna go a little off topic here. If the PlayStation was already $1,000, from what they say that it works as well as a PC, that it's worth it, I want to believe that, despite the fact that people said it was blowing up the first day that they bought their PS5s. I play PlayStation so much, and I owe Sony and PlayStation so much for raising me, for having years of entertainment, that spending $1,000 on a console for in my mind would be worth it, because I have put in thousands of dollars in games and DLCs. Microtransactions, not so much. You need to watch out with those microtransactions, but the joy that my consoles have brought me, the joy that Sony and PlayStation have brought me, is just untold of. It's something that I respect them so much for. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. I played outside a lot. However, at points in my life, it became harder to do that. So I played a lot of games. And I respect video games as much as I respect books, but that's a whole nother beast of a story. Do you like cats or dogs better? There's your answer. Mahul Das asks, what game did you first play? Or yeah, what game did you play first? I'm sure he means something else, because when he asked this question, it was when I was live streaming Spider-Man from start to finish in a single playthrough on a live stream. Mahul Das asks, which game did you play first? I'm assuming he meant Spider-Man games, because at the time of this question that came out, it came out on a live stream for Spider-Man when I did a live stream from start to finish in one playthrough. Spider-Man game, the first one I ever played was Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1, classic PlayStation 1. You guys can go check out that video. Links are in the description for that game. I beat it finally after 20 years. I beat that game. No one can tell me differently. That game almost crashed. I almost lost all that footage. I would have lost my crap if that had happened. But as to what game did I play first, what was my first game ever to own? There we go, Digimon World 3. This is the first game I had ever owned as a kid, and I fell in love with this. I love Digimon, and this was the first game that I ever owned. The first game that was ever purchased in my household was my brother's copy of Digimon Rumble Arena. This was the first game that I had ever bought. My own self. This was my own purchased game. This is not the original copy of the one that I had. The one I had was damaged beyond repair. But I will be playing this on the channel sometime in the future, because I don't know when, because this is a very, very long game. And finally, Yassin asks, if you can beta test the Spider-Man sequel and could change something about it, what would you change? Technically, this is a paradox question, because I can't say what I would change of a sequel game that has yet to come out. But if I'm going off of what was in the original 2018 Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man, that's a mouthful, I would probably change not much. What I would is probably a more interactable sense of in Miles Morales, they did an amazing job by minimizing the weapon wheel, or gadget wheel. Because of this, you were able to have much more flow in combat. However, in Spider-Man, yes, slowing down time to open up the gadget wheel, let you choose what to do on the field, and that was great. But what I would like to see is, because Miles Morales really let his gadgets be incorporated a lot into his fighting, that's why I enjoyed the combat in Miles Morales more than 2018. Don't get me wrong, 2018 was an amazing game. But as for combat, it was a little bit... It got a little stale after a while. However, Miles Morales just let you feel like you were just on the constant rampage. It was always fun, as well as in what are they called? Interchangeable takedowns. If you had a certain suit on, the animations for takedowns would change. That is something I would like to see more in Spider-Man. Perhaps, because I'm pretty sure that they're going to do the same thing that they did for the Ultimate Spider-Man game, where you're switching between Peter and Miles, because most likely it will be them two together. And there will possibly be more Mary Jane stealth missions, which we will all hate, but I did enjoy them. They added a level of difficulty in Spider-Man that was otherwise not there, because when you're playing as Spider-Man, it's almost impossible to lose as Spider-Man, because that's Spider-Man. When you're playing as Mary Jane, you really feel like you're human. There's not much you can do. It gave a sense of more intensity and humanizing the game, so that was fun. As for what I would change, like I said, I would probably make the combat a little bit more. I would tweak up on the combat. Maybe a dual dynamic switching between characters, like Peter and Miles. Maybe hitting both the triggers at the same time rather than L1 R1, that lets you web zip. Maybe pull all the triggers or just the bottom triggers to switch over to Miles and then switch back over to Peter. Like if you can if you can control both Miles and Peters on the field, that would be something pretty awesome, because you would be switching between combat styles, and that is a difficulty that I don't think a lot of gamers enjoy seeing, or they don't see. They're just usually stuck to a single character in a single game, so they're just thinking, alright, cool, sure, maybe you can keep playing as Peter through the whole game, or just Miles through the whole game, but I would like to see more diversity in combat. That's just me. Story was amazing, graphics were amazing, character developments were amazing, the overall 3D world building was amazing. So if anything can be built up upon, it's probably just the combat. But other than that, that's pretty much all I would change. Paradox question aside, But anyways, guys, this was the end of this Q&A session. I want to thank everybody, mainly T, for giving me all the questions possible for this video. If you guys have more questions, leave them down in the comments below. I will hold them until the next Q&A video, and you can mark my words that I will be doing another one. Again, I apologize for how long it took for this one to come out, but like I said, a lot of things happened that ended up snowballing, that ended up pushing this video way far behind schedule. But if you guys do have more questions, be sure to leave them. I will answer them. And as I said, there's a few questions here that I did not answer because they will make videos all on their own. They were going to be long. But other than that, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, be sure to leave a comment, be sure to subscribe for more we have in the future. And if you do subscribe, be sure to the bell for notifications. That way we stay up to date for what we have in the future, events and whatnot. Anyways, guys, my name is Mythos Fenrir. Stay strong, because tomorrow's another day.